Hello, hello, everyone. So, yeah, about me. So, my name is Monica, of course, and I started my uh, journey to my inner self back in 2006 when my life led me to discover the practice of yoga. I instantly got uh, trapped, I'm going to say, or instantly felt. Um, Addicted, I want to say, to the practice of yoga because it led me to connect to my body. And then when I was connecting with my body, I realized that I was able also to connect with my emotions. So, in a way, that was my first connection with emotions, body type of thing. And then through my practice of yoga, a few years after that, I felt drawn to, I feel called really to explore Reiki, Karuna. I was certified as a Reiki master, Karuna, and that a little bit opened my intuition, my third eye, and I was able to connect with beings from the other side. And back then I didn't know, but that understanding of the soul and the energies and how we um, hold a human body, but we also are alive when we cross over. I didn't know back then, but I now know that that was preparing me for when my firstborn, his name is Micah, he crossed over when he was 4 months old. So that experience in my life brought me into what people called a night, the dark night of the soul. And for me, that's exactly what it was, because nothing was bringing me the joy that I once felt. In that moment, I was feeling that I was dying. The most that I can explain is that I often say that it felt like death itself. I felt that I was dead but yet alive. Like I was like houses was they were kind of destroying in front of me, and I could not breathe well. I could not function. I felt death. I really felt that I wanted to die. And so, in the midst of all that, I remember one day I was sitting on Micah's room and I asked for guidance, um, because I wanted to stop living, really. And in that moment, I felt something divine picking me over. And I heard that, you came here to live, to thrive, to experience joy and experience love and happiness and love. And in that moment, I knew that if I was alive, I really had two options, right? I could die in that moment. I could decide to stop living, or I could go the other road of healing. And in that moment, I decided that I was going to heal. And me by myself back then, I couldn't really find any spiritual books or anything that will um, allow me to connect all my dots. So I started reading here and there and listening to different spiritual teachers here and there and videos. And slowly I started to understand why I was experiencing grief. And I realized that every single emotion that um, grief had for me allowed me to come back to myself and allowed me to explore those inner wounds that I never explored, that I never really had the time to sit with them and feel them. Because in that moment, when I was healing my grief, I didn't really have any other choice. I had to feel those emotions if I wanted to heal. And so one by one, I started to feel the emotions that grief had for me. And really my healing took place quite fast. I think it was about 5 or 6 months. And after that, I felt like something um, shifted within me, and I keep healing and I keep exploring. And every time my grief arise within me, I swim and I dive into that emotion, and that emotion yet um, send me to another place within that I had to go and deep and feel deeply. And so now I realize really that what my soul was doing, or what I planned to do in this lifetime, was to experience grief so I can awaken, so I can connect, so I can understand really that every emotion is there to transform us, to connect to us, to every part of the self that we have not felt, to every part of the self that we have not loved and accept and see and honor and forgive and feel and hug and embrace. And so in the journey of feeling those emotions, I now also realize that my frequency, how I was vibrating back then, needed to was vibrating through all those frequencies around the emotions that I never had the time to feel and to see and to accept. And so for me, it is a beautiful example of how our greatest challenges can be your greatest gifts. And that's how I approach life now. Whenever something challenging happened to me, I take it as a sign from the universe, from my soul, to tell me, hey, you're ready to connect with this, so you can release the dense frequencies that exist in your body and connect with higher frequency that vibrate at a higher state. And also in my, in my healing of the grief, I realized that I was holding all consciousness, meaning all mindsets, belief systems, really. And so for me, that was my start point, really, that catapulted me into how I live my life now, into how I always say that emotions are the bridge to the soul, because they are. From my journey, at least, from my experience, from my understanding, from what I have walked on earth in this lifetime. And so I understand the importance of feeling the emotions, because it will connect to your soul. It will connect with what is the vibration and the frequency that you are holding with that emotion. So you can then shift into an understanding of yourself, an understanding of why you're feeling certain emotions, and also to embrace lighter emotions, which is acceptance, love for the self, which is a huge one. Acceptance, if I don't know if I erase it, acceptance, surrender is another one. All these beautiful emotions, right? That will lead you to understand that you are the creator of your life. Because yes, when I was healing my grief, I could just stay in that state of being, of feeling like a victim, of feeling miserable. Yes, I could stay there if that would have been my choice. Or I also had a choice to heal, to grow, to embrace, to accept, and to feel what it was there for me to feel. So really, we create our experience. So which one you're going to choose? I chose the road of transformation and the road of shifting. And really, this is just a big explanation, right? Because grief is like huge. It's all these emotions in one experience, really. But then life has these things for us too. In my daily life, I often encounter things that have triggered me, that are connect me with emotions that are uncomfortable, but I know that in that moment I have a choice. Am I going to feel this entirely so I can shift and I can discover how I play in my own duality? For the moment, I am doing this now moment, I am seeing with clarity how I play in my own duality. So right now, when I'm doing this video, is a lot in the world. There's a lot happening. We have this disease. We have governments mandating stuff, and all this triggers something in our inner world. So my responsibility is now that I am experiencing that, am I allowing what's triggered me to be felt so it can show me parts of me that I need to see, that I need to shift and transform, that I'm ready, ready, that I'm ready to shift and transform? Or am I going to choose to stay in that state of being constantly triggered and constantly angry at the world, at the experience? So this is me, a little bit of my story. And I have so much fun now, kind of playing with frequencies and energies and how to embody, right? How to embody the light of who we are. Embody meaning in every part of the cell, in your skin, in your organs. And every time that we feel an emotion and then we feel it in the body, every time that we breathe, every time that we allow the emotion to be felt in the body, we create a space for our light to come and embody in a deeper level. So that's what I am at the moment, September 3rd, 2021. And I don't know where my journey is gonna lead me tomorrow or next year, but this is where I am now. So yes, this is a little bit about me. Thank you so much for staying and watching this video, and I welcome to this website. And yeah, let's connect to the emotion. Let's shift the state of being, the emotion, and let's reclaim our creator state, the powerful beings of light that we are, having a physical body, having a human experience. And let's bring all the power, all our light back to the body on earth, heaven on earth. Yes? All right. Love you. Bye-bye.